Hey friends, I want to welcome you to Mr. Mark's Classroom. My name is Mark Jones, and I'm a children's pastor in Oklahoma City. And I really have created Mr. Mark's Classroom to be a place as a teacher swap shop, a place where we can share ideas and that we can gain information because I feel God has called me to champion kids ministry. And so I want to share with you some things that might be a benefit and helpful for you in your ministry. So my daughter is taking these college online classes, and she asked me not that long ago, she was like, Dad, did you ever have an online class in college? And I had to laugh because we didn't have computers. There was no internet. I mean, there was a computer. It was in the registrar's office. It had like a green screen, a C prompt or something. And I did papers on a typewriter, and I didn't do things that were online. I am so foreign to that because I was used to going to class and taking notes and asking questions and getting the information exchanged like with real people in the room, not on the chats where you have to, or the postings where you have to read each other's things. And wow, you don't even have to be present. It's remarkable actually. And so I want us to be thoughtful about what does this look like in our children's ministry? Because technology isn't always the best choice when we're teaching boys and girls. I want us to be ready to use technology to benefit our ministry. I mean, aren't you glad that we can do things easier and more simple? When I can simply send an email reminder to all of the dads for the father and son camp out and say, again, glad you're going. Here's the directions. Be sure to bring this. And it's so fast. And before, I would have had to print some postcards and stamp all those and get them in the mail and plenty of time for them to, but I was able to send it like the day before. And it just makes everything so much easier. So I totally agree. And I mean, the technology of getting to invest in you by having this podcast, the watching this video, or even listening on iTunes, that's huge. I mean, it's absolutely remarkable. But when we sit our kids in a classroom, a Bible study room, and we just simply push play, and that's it. That's everything. Danger, danger, danger. All that tells me is there's lazy teachers because you didn't prepare, you didn't get the room ready. You're not building relationships with kids. What we do is all driven by relationships because what God does is always through relationships. Whenever he was with Adam and Eve, then it was all in a relationship. And usually in those relationships, that's where you'll also find Satan working, because that's where the temptation came in as well. So don't be surprised by that. But it doesn't mean we shouldn't quit. We should keep on relating. If you can just push send or delete on everything, are you really affecting people's lives? Because there's so much more to ministry than just dispelling information. It's about living life together. We want to build those relationships. So here's a couple of things to remember about technology. I'm going to look at my notes just so that I don't leave anything out. Technology can't replace the fact that when you shake someone's hand and say, I appreciate you, eye to eye, or to affirm them and say, today when I heard you say this to the boys and girls. And I had a mother tell me that she absolutely loves having her child in your class. When you're able to give those affirming thoughts, your bulletin board, your door is so great. I love that you played that Bible game. The kids in your classes are getting Bible skills. The way you explain the plan of salvation, all of that. I mean, you can send thank you emails all day long, but when you say that and you're like telling them face to face, man, that just like so good. That's so important. that's what Jesus would do. He would tell them that because they're obeying, they're following. So don't just send a bunch of emails. Even a handwritten card would be better because no one gets those. So send that and tell them how much you appreciate them. Don't let technology take over in all these things. It's a nice convenience. It's only one tool in our incredible tool belt. We've got lots of things we can do. So be sure that you don't replace yourself with a digital version and be able to invest in them. So I have to say, when you're going to appreciate people, appreciate them liberally, pour it on, show them that you really noticed and how much you appreciate and what a difference they make. Everybody wants to make a difference in what they're doing. They don't want to just be wasting their time. No one's signing up for childcare. Ugh. I mean, I want to be investing in boys and girls' lives, their spiritual growth. Tell your people when they're doing that. Notice, take pictures, post it, and say, here's Miss So-and-so doing such a great job with the kids. Those bragging moments are important. And when you give that, it's great. So go ahead and appreciate liberally if it's going to be in person, if it's going to be handwritten, or if you're going to use technology. I'm just going to go ahead and say, no more coffee mugs, please. I mean, there's too many. And a short distance behind that is water bottles. There's too many. You know, water bottles, if you're really a water bottle user, you're probably pretty picky. It's kind of like picking your purse or your handbag. I mean, you just like certain ones and you like them and you stick with those and you use it until it's all used and dead and you just don't give it up. Well, that's what I want to say. No more coffee mugs, no more water bottles. You give them some other things that they could use, but the best thing you could give them is just yourself, that you're going to be there and cheering them on. Same would go with the children that you teach too, because what they really want is a relationship with someone. There isn't any Apple Pad or any of those iPads or any other Apple products that are in your classroom. There's really you. And to sit down and do these activities with you, yeah, play games with our other friends, that's great. Actually, that has ended up becoming a novelty because they have all the video stuff from everywhere else. So go ahead and enjoy the relationships that you build when you're together. And I think they'll know how much you love them, how much you care about them, and how much you enjoy being with them. Those relationships are powerful. And when you ask something, they'll want to please you because you're asking them. They want you to be happy. So notice and affirm them and tell them as well. I hope that you will not let technology take over everything. I mean, enlisting, getting the word out, that's a great start. But at some point, you're really going to have to use your mouth. And you can call, but they won't answer. But you can leave messages and you can text. But when you see them, talk to them like a real people, because that's what we do. And that's going to make a big difference. Well, I got lots of ideas that you can check out in Classroom Swag. It is a monthly magazine. It comes digitally, and you can forward it to all of your workers or even print off the pages and hand them out to your workers. It's one subscription for the whole church, and it's a great resource that you can use each and every month. I think you'll like the 20 pages of content that we have every month. Our writers are incredible. They're children's ministers from other churches, seminary professors, and they add a lot to this. I really appreciate their expertise. Check it out at getclassroomswag.com. Oh, there's the chimes. Just remember, your life in children's ministry is a gift. It's a huge gift. So go and make it count.